Good morning to everybody out there. I want to welcome you out to the first ever Toker Talk Tuesday podcast. If you're wondering what I'm smoking out of, it is the Cloud Pour Cloud Tank. I think the M3 or the M4. I don't remember. But they ain't paying me for it. This isn't an advertisement. I just really like it because I get as high as I get from a bong from here and maybe 2 to 3 hits. But anyways, like I said, they ain't paying me for it. But maybe if somebody adds them on Twitter or whatever, maybe they will. Maybe they will. Just putting that bitch out there in the universe. Seeing what comes out of this little podcast. And like I said, this is the first ever. I'm using FL Studio because I don't know what else to use and I already have it on my computer and I don't feel like installing anything else because I might catch a virus from fucking Pirate Torrent or whatever the fuck that website's called where people always be downloading shit. And yeah, so it could be a normal length podcast, or it could get cut short because I don't know how long FL Studio actually allows me to record. But anyways, in quick introduction of me, I just started fucking talking. I didn't even tell you who the fuck I was. I go by the name of Ro. I make music and I'm starting a podcast because I talk to myself a lot and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I could probably get paid for this shit one day. So, I'm starting something here. It could turn into gold. It could turn into just me sitting here talking here once a week by myself to maybe like 10 people listening. That stupid fucking microphone starting to fall down. See, this is what happens whenever you don't plan shit out, people. I should have planned this out a lot better. I should have actually had my little area. This fucking microphone starting to fall again. It's starting to slide slowly down. Slowly down. It's fucking teasing me. It's like, fix me, you little bitch. Fix me, motherfucker. And I fucking have to. I hate you. I hate you. Alright. Maybe you should stay. Hopefully you can stay. I think I'm just going to hold it up. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to try to stay still for like an hour. Hopefully I can make it to an hour talking about all this bullshit. I got distracted. My name is Ro. And yeah, I make music. And I'm starting this podcast thing because, like I said, I always talk to myself. And I have an opinion. And I got a big ego. And I feel like people should hear my opinion. Even though I don't really do that much research. I feel like I'm right. So yeah. And yeah, my name is Ro. I work at Home Depot. I don't like it. It's bullshit. I'm actually kind of glad I got a job there at Home Depot because I'm starting to learn a little bit more about the customer service, side of the business. I'm starting to learn how shitty people actually are and how these fucking corporations, actually treat their employees. So I'm happy I got in this business. The only reason I really even got into Home Depot was because my fat ass needed to lose weight. And I didn't feel like paying to go to the gym. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'll just work, just lifting shit and get paid for it. Why not, But now they're starting to give me bullshit. So I'm leaving there. And damn, maybe I should turn the microphone away from the laptop because it's starting to distract me a lot. Sorry if you hear my chair squeaking a lot, if it makes a lot of noise. I bought it off Craigslist. Cause like I said, I work at Home Depot, so I can't be buying brand new shit from fucking Office Depot. And man, one thing that has me working here in Home Depot, one thing that I've been thinking about is they should have 1 day per 90-day period to where you're allowed to punch at least one customer. Just one per 90-day period, because if you do it like every 30 days, people are just going to be getting punched everywhere, and then it's going to be scary going to fucking Walmart. Fuck around, that's the wrong question, to get punched in the fucking face. It's like, excuse me, where are your masks? Bow! Can't you see I'm doing something right now, motherfucker? But yeah, it should be at least 1 day per 90-day period, because there are some people that deserve it. Like, whenever you go to the store and you're looking for something, at least have the decency to know what it is you're looking for. Like, even just have a picture or something. You don't have to have the name and the full description. Just have a fucking picture. This guy one time came up to me and he started asking me, he's like, excuse me, I need something. It goes click, click. And I'm like, okay. Is it used for tying stuff? Because I thought it was a tie down ratchet at first. I'm like, click, click, that would be the only tool that I know that makes that kind of sound. I'm like, so is it used for tying something, or what is it used for? And he goes, I don't know. I'm like, okay, well, what are you planning to use it for? He goes, I don't know. Alright, so how do you know we have it? He's like, oh, I've seen it here before. I'm like, where did you see it? He's like, I don't know. So at this point, I'm like, you don't know what it is you're looking for. You don't know what you're going to use it for. You don't even know what it's called, but you know we have it. Somehow you know we have it. You can't remember where it's at, but you know it goes click, click. Like, that guy, I would have used my punch within that 90-day period to punch that guy in the fucking face. But since there's fucking laws and all that bullshit, we can't. But whatever. Anyway, that's one thing I fucking dug. You might hear some dogs because we have dogs. And they bark whenever they hear noise, and I'm out here in the back. I should tell you, I built this little like garage type thing. Put my own money into it because I decided to build me a little studio here in the back to make my music. Cause I don't want to be 35 years old working for some piece of shit, company, making good money, but hating what I do. Cause that's the one thing that I learned. I used to make pretty decent money. I wasn't making, like amazing, like buy fucking houses and buy nice cars and shit. But, well, I bought a decent car. Got an Infiniti. Anyways, I don't want to get stuck in that shit. I learned pretty fairly quickly. I don't know if that sentence made any sense. But I learned pretty quickly that if you work for just the money and not for just happiness, that your fucking life is gonna suck. And it's gonna fucking suck bad. And then you're gonna be old and you're not gonna be able to change it because you're gonna have fucking kids. And then you're gonna have a fucking mortgage. And then, you're gonna be paying off all this other shit because you're gonna have families that needs money. And I'm like, yeah, fuck that shit. I'd rather just work for fucking to be happy. And not fucking waking up every single day hating what I do just because I got stuck in this fucking contract with this bank to where I can't default on it, because then I can't get anything fucking else because everything else checks how good I'm doing with these people, and they're like, oh, if he's not going to pay them, then he's not going to pay us. Yeah, you're right. You're probably right. But I don't want to get stuck in that. I'd rather be happy and make a decent living and know that I'm waking up every single day doing what I love and still getting by like that. But, it's getting hard because I'm starting to go broke again, and this shit fucking sucks too. I'm not gonna lie, both of them kind of fucking suck. Being broke and making good money, hating what you do. But I'm progressing. I'm working. And this is my first podcast, so if I say but a lot, excuse me, because I don't know any better. And I'll try to clear my throat as minimally as possible, if that made any sense. And I'm gonna have to take a cottonmouth break just to let y'all people know. I got me my little Aquafina bottle here, just for my little cottonmouth breaks. And I don't want y'all to like hear me swallowing and shit too. I'm sorry, people. I'm over here saying people like there's actually fucking people listening to this shit. It was the first fucking episode. Who the fuck is listening to you? Anyway, what's going on in the world, people? Trump fired James Comey, the guy who was fucking investigating his ass for the Russia thing. And people are starting to say that, you know, he could get impeached or whatever because of obstruction of justice and shit. I think it's kind of funny because he was over there saying all that shit about Hillary, saying that she should get special investigators put on her, and now he's brought special investigators on his ass. Karma's a bitch, and life is too. I don't really know that much about Trump, about what his actual policies are. I just know I didn't like him ever since he said build that wall with Mexico, because I was like, first of all, there's already a wall there. Second, we're going to be paying for that shit. I know he said that Mexico's going to pay for it, but they're not going to fucking pay for it. I know they're not going to pay for it, because they can barely fucking afford to pay their own people any fucking wages. You know, I got some cousins over there. I'm Mexican, by the way. I got cousins over there, and tias and tios and shit. And whenever I go over there, whenever I went over there last time I went, my tia was telling me that I should go over there and be a school teacher because they get paid pretty good money. And she said they get paid about 1,000 pesos, which is 1,000 pesos, which translate to roughly about $100 a week. And she told me that was good money. I was like, oh man. And this was about the time whenever I was making a decent living. I was like, man, $100 a week over there in Mexico is considered good money. Like, I would be broke as shit if I was making $100 a week over here. And I was doing pretty good, so I was like, damn, man, I could probably go over there and buy a fucking house. But I didn't because I'm stupid. Now that I think about it, I could probably fucking buy a house over there. Get like fucking $2,000, that's what, 20,000 pesos? Shit, I'll buy me a fucking house over there probably. This isn't based on any research. I might look into some what's it called? What's the word? Retail? No, that's not it. Real estate. There you go. Real estate. That's how fucking high I am, man. I just fucking hit the pin like 4 times before I started this podcast. So that's why the first couple of minutes of it were really, really slow. I was struggling to string sentences together. But anyways, yeah, man, get like 20,000 pesos. Or maybe more if I need it. Shit, I'll give me like fucking 10 grand. I'll give me a little loan over here. Go buy me a little house over there for 100,000 pesos. Shit. Damn, why didn't the fuck I do that? Oh well. You know, you live and you learn. I might do that next time I get some money if I do. Hopefully, knock on wood. It's probably not even fucking wood. It looks like some IKEA bullshit. You know they don't fucking use wood on that. It's like plastic covered cardboard, I'm pretty sure. But you know what? It holds up my fucking laptop and my little meaty keyboard pretty good. So I can't complain. $30? Oh shit. Son. But yeah, Mexico's not gonna pay for the wall. I don't know how the hell I keep getting deviated so quickly. I think I got ADHD. Reverse. Mexico's not paying for the wall. I didn't like him ever since he said that. I'm still speaking about Trump, by the way. I didn't like him really since he said that. And then, he started just saying like extremely vague shit. Like, America is going to be great again. We're going to make America great again. It's like, how? We got it. Like, don't worry, we got it. I didn't trust him, especially with all them failed businesses he had. And this isn't like some left wing freaking rant of like Trump is a bad guy because he's Republican or whatever, because he's not even really Republican first. Let's get that out of the way. He's not even really Republican. Who knows what the fuck he is? I don't even think he knows what he is. But yeah, I didn't like him ever since I heard all that. And now he's just showing that he's even kind of dumber than I thought. Because he fires a guy that's investigating him for the Russia thing to make it look, and hoping that it's going to go away. Like, you just put a fucking spotlight on that investigation, and now you got a whole fucking other set of investigators investigating you, all because you're like, you know what, maybe I could fire this guy. And while he's looking for a job, he ain't gonna be talking to any other people. But yeah, maybe I should get off this topic because I'm way too high to be discussing this right now. Oh man, what time is it? It is 1:21 in the morning. You can hear the crickets outside. So, like I said, I was making a pretty decent living. Let me tell you a little bit more about myself. I was making a pretty decent living. I'll tell you something about something I actually do know about that I don't really have to think about. Because I'm way too high to be fucking thinking about anything right now, to be contemplating shit. But I used to make a pretty decent living whenever I moved over here to Texas. I'm originally from Florida. And I moved over here to Texas for work and some other reasons that I might discuss later on, just because I don't feel like getting into details about all that shit. But I moved over here to Texas and I started working editing like photos and shit like that. Photos, yeah, just photos, because I used to work with Photoshop back in high school, because I've wanted to be, I've wanted to make music for a while. So I was like, if I can learn Photoshop, I can make my own cover art, I can make my own little album stuff, and plus I kind of draw a little bit too. I'm pretty decent. I'm not that great, but I could draw pretty decently. And I wanted to do all my cover art and all that shit for my music. So it just so happened that they had a job, out here in Texas, doing photo work. Some graphic design is what they call it, or whatever, I think. But I came out here and I was doing alright at first. I had me a little weekend job that, paid pretty decently. And then maybe after, I guess, a year, I got this other job, being a dispatcher, which is one thing that, it's not hard. It's annoying. It could be really easy if you had the right people. The only thing about the company that I was at, it was that it had a whole bunch of fucking dumbass fucking people. I cuss a lot too, just so you know. But we had a lot of dumb people that worked with us. And they kept hiring dumb people, and that's eventually what led to the downfall of the company. But, I got out of there before all that things went down. But that's where I really learned that fuck money. You should, do what you want to do instead of trying to impress other people, because that's basically what was happening. I was making good money, and I ended up not really splurging it because I made some decent investments, and then life and taxes ended up taking the other amount, and I ended up quitting there because I decided to actually pursue my dreams. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to give me a little part-time job at Home Depot while I make the transition and get everything set up. And here I am. I invested a little bit of money in some garage that we had here in the back. And I'm making music now. I don't want to, it's funny? I was like, damn, man. I don't want to be one of them people that's like, oh, I make music. Check out my link. Check out my link. And here I am. I keep mentioning that I fucking make music like 80 times in a fucking row. I'm like, I make music. I make music. I make music. So I guess I'm going to have to be putting a link in the description now to my shit. It's alright. To be honest, it's alright. I'm not even going to lie. Because I'm not where I need to be yet. But I've been writing since I was, I guess, around 12 or 13. I've been writing. And, I used to write to instrumentals that I would listen to. And I would make my own songs, like trying to make them completely different. And when was it? Around the time I was 18 or 19. After I came over here to Texas, some things happened, and I was like, you know what? Like, let me try to make my own beats. And I started doing that too. So I started making my own beats, and then since I'd already been writing for a while, I was just writing my own lyrics to my own beats that I've been making, and that's where I am right now too. So, like, hopefully soon, because I want to quit Home Depot, because it's a fucking gay-ass job, and it sucks. And I don't want any people getting offended whenever I say it's a gay-ass job. But it is a gay-ass job. And I don't want to do it no more. Because it's annoying. Mainly because people are kind of shitty. Like I told you, that Creek guy. He fucking sucked. And then there's always people. Like, I'll be lifting up a heavy fucking board or something. And then people will just come up to you and will be like, excuse me, are you busy? Like, no, this shit doesn't weigh fucking 50 pounds. What do you need? I'll be happy to assist you. Let me do it while I still hold this 50-pound board over my head, you jackass. But yeah, that's one thing that I don't feel like dealing with people. That's one thing that I'm worried about. Like, what if I become famous and then I start having to deal with people, and then I get annoyed with people even more because people are kind of shitty. I see how they be treating freaking celebrities over there, taking pictures of them like all the goddamn time, freaking taking pictures of Kanye outside his house. But Kanye's kind of a dick anyways. He's probably not the best example. Who would be a good example? I don't know that many celebrities. Because I'm not that much into gossip. That's just fucking annoying. That TMZ stuff, I don't know how they make so much money. Like, why are people so invested in their freaking lives? And yet, I talk about my life and my music. So who the hell am I to talk shit about them? Anyways, that's one thing I'm worried about. Like, I have to be dealing with fans or whatever. I don't even want to call them fans because that shit sounds kind of egotistical. I know I said I was egotistical in the beginning, but I'm not really. I think I kind of suck at shit, to be honest. That's why I'm like, damn, man, what if I'm just wasting all this goddamn time making all this music and shit for no reason? Like, I just waste years of my life and it's like, hey, your music's whack, motherfucker. I'm like, damn, man, I've been spending like 5 years on this shit. And it's whack. Yup, it's whack. Alright, fuck it. Let me go start a taco stand or something. That would actually be pretty dope. Cause I like cooking. I'll sit there and I'll start like a little food cart or something. And then I'll get the those little apps that tell you where the food cart is at. And that'll be my other hustle. And I like cars. So I could build cars. Wow. I sell the cause I'll do it like the Mexicans do over there in Mexico. Cause what they'll do is they'll come out like only after 9 o'clock or some ridiculous late hour. But people know that that food is so good, they're willing to wait till that time, and they won't even do it like all the days of the week at like certain places. Sometimes it'll be like from Wednesday through Sunday. He'll come out at 9 and be out there till like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning for whatever reason. It's like, damn, that's why you guys are so fat. That's probably why you guys are so short, eating at freaking the wrong times of the day and shit. I heard that you're supposed to eat like within a 10-hour period, I think, in order for your metabolism to work at its best or whatever. In order for your metabolism, I don't know. I didn't study any of this shit, and I didn't go on Google before I started talking. So this is all bullshit. I've heard, and I might not be repeating it verbatim. So don't take my word for it. Google it. I might after this if I remember what the hell I'm talking about. But supposedly if you eat within, I think it's like a 10-hour period, that it's better for your metabolism. And that if you fast the first, so yeah, you would have to fast the first couple of hours of the day in order for that to work. And you drink a lot of water. That's another thing I'm trying to get into, is losing weight. Cause I was fat for so long. I had fucking titties and shit, dude. It was fucking gross. Dude, I still got fucking like stretch marks and shit, like all on my stomach, on like my shoulders and my arms, from just being fat. And I'm glad I have the fucking stretch marks on there. Cause like every time I look down, it's like, you know what? That's what you get for letting yourself go, fat ass. Fat piece of shit. So yeah, I'm trying to get better. I started cooking in. Like I started actually buying fresh produce and stuff and actual chicken, and not getting all that deep fried shit. Cause that's another thing that happens whenever you start making pretty decent money, is you get way too busy to make food. So what happens is that you start eating out and ordering in a lot. So, cause you're tired from fucking working like 12-hour days and shit. You'll get up at 8 and then get home at 5 and then still, be on the clock because you're still answering calls from work after you get out. Especially being a dispatcher, dude. That shit fucking sucks. It's annoying. Yo. Excuse me. One time I got a call while I was driving to... Damn, where was it? I don't even know. I think it was like Dallas. I think we're going to get some pizza. And we weren't going to Dallas. We were going to like Bryan or College Station or something like that. And we're going to get some pizza. And I got a call where the guy was like, hey man, I just hit some people and I killed somebody. I was like, oh shit. Like, you fucking killed somebody? I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, who do I call from here? Because I didn't know what the fuck to do. I was like, do I call the police? Do I call my boss? Who the fuck do I call? And what ended up happening was, maybe I shouldn't talk about this. I don't want to get sued for this. You know what? I'm not going to talk about it anymore because I don't want to get sued. I don't know what ended up happening with it, and I don't want to give too many details. But yeah, that shit happened to me, dude. It was fucking crazy. That's why I was like, yeah, maybe this job isn't for me. Maybe I should be doing something else with my life. I don't like having to answer the call. Hey, I just killed somebody. It's not cool. But where was I? What was I talking about? Maybe it's not that good of an idea to smoke weed before a podcast. Or maybe it's the best fucking idea. Isn't that what Doug Benson does? Is his considered a podcast? Yeah, right? Because it would be like on YouTube, it's got videos and all that shit. The Joe Rogan Experience has videos. I hope that fucking dog isn't barking at like some intruder. I'm over here talking to myself while somebody's breaking into the house. Fucking dog. Arr, arr, arr. What if he's barking at me talking to myself? He's like, hey, who the fuck is back there? Hey, man, who the fuck is back there? Nobody's ever talking to themselves back there. Hey, hey. Fucking dog. And what's funny is that he's really short, but he's a pit bull and he's really fat though. He's one of them bully pit bulls, and he's got like a scary bark. But I don't really know if he could fuck somebody up, because he's really short. He's like up to my shins, if that. So I don't know if he'd really be able to fuck up any intruder if they did come in. I know I'd be scared, because I'm like, damn, that short fucking chihuahua has a big ass fucking head. What the hell's wrong with that motherfucker? He looks like he's on fucking steroids and shit. Freaking Dwayne The Rock Pitbull. So yeah, it could be an intruder. And I'm over here just talking to myself in the garage while somebody's breaking in, stealing all my shit. Oh well. I got a fucking podcast to do. I got an hour and a half to fucking fill. I'm not gonna sit here and stop for somebody breaking in. Okay, so I'm back. Sorry, I had to hit pause because I actually started to scare myself a little bit. I was like, shit, man. Hopefully there's actually nobody out there, because then that would suck. I'm over here. I would come out like on Donkey of the Day with Charlemagne. He's gonna be like, Donkey of the Day goes to this podcaster named Ro. He thought it'd be funny to make a joke about him getting robbed while he was actually getting robbed, and he recorded it and put it on YouTube. That's my impression of Charlemagne. I just kind of go a little bit up in octave. It doesn't change at all my voice. But anyways, I don't even know what the hell I was talking about anymore. It's been so goddamn long I had to sit there and basically argue with the damn dog. He's over there freaking barking at other dogs. That's just annoying. It's 2 o'clock in the fucking morning and you're over there barking at a dog, barking at some other fucking dog that's nowhere around you, and y'all keep barking at each other. It's like, oh my god, shut up. I had to go over there and be like, Neo. And he's like, and I gotta battle this bitch ass frog behind me too, cause he wants to be over here freaking making mating calls and shit. You fucking hear him? This rude ass motherfucker. I'm over here trying to do a goddamn podcast and he's over there trying to get some freaking pussy. See, he heard pussy and he's like, what? He's like, this motherfucker out here putting me on blast and shit. Oh, he's going to relay that message to his 10 followers and everybody's going to think I'm a frog hoe. You are a frog hoe because you're over here interrupting my goddamn podcast. Should I get closer to the mic? Am I too loud? I don't know. I have my headphones on, but I'm not really hearing it. I'm basically hearing myself talking twice. That's why I don't know how musicians do it. I'm still barely learning how to do this whole recording thing. I have to do it with one headphone like off of my ear, just so I know I'm actually making sentences that make sense. I have to do that whenever I record too. Is that a bat? What the fuck was that? This garage, by the way, is basically made out of like metal, so it doesn't deafen any of the sound that's out there. It kind of sort of amplifies it, so if you hear anything other than me, like freaking that damn frog and bats and shit and squirrels, well no, there ain't no squirrels at 2 o'clock in the morning, but bats and owls and all that shit, I'm sorry. I just got kind of cheap and kind of ran out of money, so I couldn't soundproof the whole structure. But I got my little booth. That works pretty decent. It works pretty cool. I can't really use it during the day because all these goddamn vehicles passing by. Can hear all that shit. And then some of the neighbors want to drive those fucking trucks where they cut off the catalytic converters because they think it sounds cool, but really it just sounds like a broken down fucking truck. And it's like boom, 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 boom. Like, fool doesn't even sound like it has any power. Because you could tell whenever a car has power, it has that cam, it sounds like the freaking motor's about to turn off. The boom, 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 boom. And you're like, nah, that bitch has fucking balls. That was a poor imitation, by the way. Because it doesn't really sound like that. It sounds a lot better. Like, but you can tell it kind of sounds like a popping sound, like boom, 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 boom. I don't know. Maybe that's a terrible way of explaining it. Maybe you should just YouTube it. Just Google motor with cam or cammed out motor. That's what some people call it, cammed out motor. Because here in America, we don't have time to use proper pronunciation or vocabulary. So we just make up our own fucking words and pronunciations of shit. Enunciation? Is it pronunciation or enunciation? I don't know. There goes that bitch ass fucking frog again. I swear I'm about to pause this podcast and go punch that fucking frog in the face. Frog, you want to get fucking punched in the face, you little bitch? Well, then shut the fuck up. Gracias. And he listened. See, he's a little hoe frog, but he listens sometimes. He compromises. Anyways. Sorry. I wonder if I had edibles, if it'd be better for my throat, if I didn't have to clear it as much. Because I had the vape pen, the vaporizer. I don't know if it's really considered a vaporizer. It has a coil in it. I guess it would be considered a vaporizer. That's what the box said. But I have that, and that's somewhat harsh, but it gets you really, really high. So I'm pretty sure that would fuck with my throat. So I wonder if I had edibles, if it'd be better for the podcast. Maybe something to consider. So if anybody out there listening, any of the 2 people who happen to click on this from the related suggested videos or whatever, recommended videos, off to the side of whatever you're actually trying to watch, happens to click on this and is like, you know what, I might send that guy some edibles, or might want a delivery because I don't want, the mailman being my drug dealer. So if you want to deliver edibles out here somewhere, maybe I shouldn't be incriminating myself. I'm over here fucking making documented a testimony, I guess that would be the word for it, of drug transactions. And then I plan to upload it on YouTube. That sounds like a world's dumbest criminals moment right there. Yeah, freaking that redhead guy, I don't even know, Danny Bonaducci, come out there. And this guy said on the podcast that he was going to do a drug transaction, and it actually took place the way he said it was going to happen. And the feds hit him up. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen to me. Some fed's going to hit me up, and I'm going to be like, ooh, a fan wants to give me edibles. And then I'm going to get set up, and y'all going to hear about me. I'm going to get locked up and shit. It's called entrapment, but the government don't care. Yeah. I'm still over here talking like I'm actually talking to people. Like there's actually somebody looking for this random ass podcast I just decided to start. Hopefully that fucking frog doesn't come back. I heard it a little bit. Am I starting to whisper? Is that just me? Or do I keep like fluctuating my volume? Because that'd be kind of annoying. But I mean, it's on FL Studio, so I could edit it, I guess. I'm fucking put auto-tune on one of these podcasts one day. Just gonna hear me freaking sounding like Future. Molly Percocet, Molly Percocet, I don't know how the freaking song goes. At the same damn time, I was Gucci, I was Louis at the same damn time. I actually like that song. That's the only song basically from Future that I really like. It's at that same damn time. And it has to be the remix too. Because I can't handle 3 Future verses. It's just too much of all that shit. But he makes some pretty decent music, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, if I was in a club, I wouldn't want to hear, what the fuck I'm making. I would want to hear some Future. Some, like, Future Amigos and stuff like that. I don't think I'd want to hear my shit at the club. Like, man, what the fuck is this bullshit? Anyways, yeah. So I got a whole hour. Should I try for an hour? Hour and a half? No, I already said I was going to do an hour and a half. I'm kind of stuck, I guess, by verbal contract. I guess I could edit it out. Nobody would even know I said it. I'd be like, look, I didn't make no promises. I was just trying to make a podcast. I didn't say how long it was going to be. And I'm never going to define how long it is. I could do that. I could just edit it. Put some reverb on it. Put some delay, make it sound fancy. You know what? I'm going to have to do an intro. I'm going to have to make an intro, like beat or something. Some type of intro one day. But that's later on, I guess. I guess right now I'm just kind of dabbling in it. What the hell is that? I'm scratching. Sounds like that freaking Jeepers Creepers guy's trying to get in here. Maybe it's rats. Over here in freaking Texas, you got some big ass rats. I'm from Florida. We don't have rats that freaking big. We don't have mosquitoes that big either. Like, why do you have freaking mosquitoes that look like pterodactyls and fuckers can pick you up? They don't even have to, like, suck your blood. They'll freaking pick you up and just bite your head. Freaking big ass mosquitoes and your big ass rats over here in Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. Except the textbooks at the schools, because apparently... I'm just kidding. I don't want to shit on your education system. But a lot of the people from over here in Texas ain't that bright. It's something that I've been noticing. I don't know if it's maybe just the area that I'm in, because there's a lot of Mexicans around here, and black people, and normally the government don't care about us, and they don't fund our schools, so I don't know if that may be it. That could be, one of the factors in it. I could just be in the wrong area. Maybe if I go to where all the white people are at over here in Texas, or over here in Houston, it'd be a lot, better conversations. But I don't know. I'm not that smart either, though, so don't sit there and, think that I'm looking down on people over here. But some people get ridiculous with it. It's just like, come on, man. Like, how do you not know how to pronounce anesthesia? Like, it's not Anastasia. Anastasia, I think, was that Disney princess. It's anesthesia. It's a medical term. Come on, lady. But anyways, I keep saying that. Don't worry, people. I'll get better one day. One day I'll learn how to, keep one fluid thought. I'll be able to, actually string sentences together more and more once I keep doing this, hopefully. Or maybe I just get too high for it, because I'm still freaking high. But yeah, it's just me thinking by myself out here in the garage and listening to freaking Jeepers Creepers scratch the roof, and frogs trying to get some pussy, and dogs barking at other dogs, and me just talking by myself. The life of a podcaster. This is it. I've made it, people. Nah. But I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. Because I do want to make music. I've loved it for a while. Damn, see, I told you I didn't want to freaking sit here and keep plugging my music, and yet somehow it keeps going back to that. I'm gonna be getting comments on YouTube from like 2 people being like, "Hey man, I'm tired of you plugging your fucking music, man. It's fucking annoying. Keep talking about it every 5 minutes." I'm fucking sorry. I don't know what else to talk about. I didn't plan this whatsoever. And I told myself last week too, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should plan it out. I should write something on like a notebook. I should give myself some topics. And I don't have to, write out like a script, like an essay, but at least have some topics to where I know something a little bit about them. And I could talk about that. But no, my dumb ass keeps procrastinating and shit. And then I'm like, I act on impulse, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do the fucking podcast today. I'm like, this is the week that I do it. And I didn't prepare whatsoever, and here I am, just rambling on for however fucking long this is. I don't even want to look at the computer because then I'm gonna get distracted again. I have freaking ADHD, I think. I haven't been diagnosed. I don't have Obamacare. And now with Trump in office, I'll never have Obamacare. Thank you, Trump. That's a good way to make America great again. Damn, I feel sorry for all the people that like voted for him and really believe that shit. Cause they're like, he said he was gonna make America great again, and I was gonna have some health insurance, and I was gonna have a job building the wall to keep the Mexicans out, and my life was gonna be better. I was gonna be driving a brand new truck. I was gonna be having me Social Security, cause he said he wasn't gonna be taking my Social Security or my welfare or my Medicaid, but he took it. That's what I really feel bad for. It's all them people who were like actually voted for him. I kind of knew though, like, how do you not really do your research? That's like, I kind of do, and I don't feel bad for them. Cause like, come on, people, he's done this before. He did that shit. I think it was like in Mexico. I heard John Oliver talk about it. Like I said, I don't really do that much research. I would sit here and I watch YouTube videos, and I'm like, that seems pretty legit. It fits his character. But no, I did a little bit of research on Donald Trump, and yeah, he like kind of screwed some people out, or screwed some people out of some money over there, I guess, in Mexico. And like he said he was gonna build a what's it called, like a condo or towers building or whatever, and have apartments or whatever. It's gonna be a luxury resort and all that. Quién sabe qué. And he ended up getting money from investors, and then the thing ended up not going through. He ended up like filing for bankruptcy, and then ended up keeping all the money. And then with the Trump University stuff, it's like, come on, people. Like, are you not paying attention to anything at all? Like, none of that shit made you a little bit suspect? Like, you didn't think that he was gonna fuck with you too? Like, you think this was the time he was gonna tell the truth? This is the moment he decides to be honest? I don't know. I can't even really talk shit because I didn't get to vote. Because what had happened was I was planning on voting, but I have a what's it called, a Florida like license state thing, because I used to travel back and forth, so I didn't feel like getting a Texas thing and then having to switch it back every time I wanted to go back and forth. So I just kept my Florida one, but I've been staying over here in Texas a lot more lately. Well, I've been basically staying here in Texas. Anyways, I didn't think I was gonna be able to, get the voter registration thing whenever you're like living over here in Texas with the Florida license. I thought you had to have the same state's license in order for you to register with them, but apparently you don't, and I found that out way too late. So what ended up happening was I found out after the deadline to register for the primaries, And then I thought if you didn't sign up for the primaries, you couldn't sign up for the general election, because I thought I was, like I said, I don't do any fucking research, people. I work all the goddamn time. And that's what happens to a lot of Americans too. They don't do research, so I can't blame them, I guess. Sitting here talking shit about them, I can't blame them because I didn't do any research about. But I know a little bit about Trump. Fuck it. I just didn't do any research on the voter registration laws, which I should have. But I'm definitely gonna do it in 2018. I'll tell you that much. I just didn't do it the first time because my mom was there with me whenever I was at the license place. And she's like, no, don't sign up to register to vote, because then you'll sign up for the draft or whatever. And that kind of freaked me out. I was like, oh shit, like what if there's a draft? And I was like, damn man, that would suck, because I don't like any of these politicians, and some of these politicians are dumb as hell. I don't want to die for these dumbasses. Like, they don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they're greedy as shit. Fuck them. But I didn't really realize that there's a lot of people that really take pride in going to the army and stuff, and you should really take pride in serving your country. And those people that do are extremely honorable. They're brave as hell. They're way braver than me. And you know, I just was like, I mean, I don't like the people that send those people to war though. So I think the men of the actual army, the men in uniform going to war, actually doing all those drone strikes, freaking shooting those people, boom, boom. I don't know why I made the sound effect, but you know, you get it. Like those people, I think those people are really brave, but I don't agree with the people that send those people to war. Those, you know, where the command comes from. That's the only thing that I don't really agree with. But I failed to realize that I guess if you don't get involved, you can't control that shit. I was like, damn, that's fucked up. Why do they have it like that? Like, they should just have it separate, or they should do it mandatory as soon as you drive, or once you get your license or you turn 18, you're automatically signed up. I don't know. Is that a good idea? Should you like get mandatorily signed up? Is that a word? For the draft? Like, should that be mandatory? Should it be optional? Because I mean, we get constant people signing up for the army every year anyways. There's always people like those ROTC people. You always see them at school. They're always signing up for the freaking army. And they're happy to go to war. Well, not really war, but into the army. They're like, they take it really serious. Now, I remember one time I was in class and I was sleeping. And one of those ROTC kids, while we were doing the Pledge of Allegiance, I was sitting down and I was sleeping because I had worked the previous day. I've been working for a while, people. And I had been working the previous day, so I was really tired in school, in high school. And I was just sleeping because fuck school. I still haven't really used anything that I actually learned in school to this day. And like I said, I made a pretty decent living. Fucking school. They never taught me anything about taxes whenever you're freaking self-employed, technically. At least that's what my tax returns say. But yeah, they didn't teach me about saving any money apart from that to pay to the IRS. I didn't learn none of that in school. But they taught me a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I learned the Pythagorean theorem. I learned about Oedipus Rex banging his mom. I haven't used that to this day. I still haven't. I just still won't, I don't think that'll ever come up in conversation. I don't think I'll ever be in a business meeting talking about like, yeah, did you know that Oedipus Rex banged his mom? I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't. But if it does, I'll be like, well, thank you, high school, for letting me know that incestuous act. But yeah, where was I going with this? I don't know. That's what happens whenever you smoke weed. I was it uninformed? Oh yeah, the draft, right? Has something to do with the draft, voter registration. Let me backtrack a little bit. Okay. So yeah, that's why I didn't vote, because I missed the deadlines, but I'm planning to in 2018. So maybe I should do a little bit of research onto what's going to be on the ballot. Look at me getting all political, being all grown up and shit. Oh shit. Being all grown up. I don't know. You know who I was really rooting for? Was Bernie Sanders. He's the only one that actually seemed like he meant what he said. Like he actually had a plan. Like, yeah, he was like 74 and looked like that Muppet person from the balcony. But I liked him. He spoke from the heart. And you could tell he spoke from the heart. And though I didn't agree with everything he did, like the minimum wage, I don't know if the minimum wage should be 15 an hour. I think it should go up. I don't know how much. That's where, my where I have like a little disagreement with him. Cause I'm like, yeah, sometimes the minimum wage should be pretty high. But I go to Jack in the Box and them fuckers take 20 minutes at the drive-thru to still fuck up my order. I'm like, you know what? You should be paying me. I don't think you should get $15 an hour. You should be paying me for that time I just spent here. And it should come out of your check. I hope it comes out of your check. You should get negative dollars for this experience I just had. So, I don't know. That's one thing I had a disagreement with Bernie on. That's $15 minimum wage. The taxes, I mean, I guess, yeah, I would be willing to pay more taxes if it actually meant that I could see where my tax dollars were going. Like if here in Houston specifically, if they had better roads, they had a better drainage system, better electrical grid. Because every time there's a freaking like a 2-minute shower, half of the freaking Houston has a blackout and all the freaking streetlights start flashing red because just a little drizzle happened. It's like, damn, man, like how old is this electrical grid? It starts to worry me sometimes. And then the roads, all the freaking potholes everywhere. There is not a single road in Houston that I have not seen that doesn't have a pothole in it yet. Like even Beltway 8, if you're from Houston, like even Beltway 8 has its little shitty areas. Like it's starting to get a little bit nicer, but still, you know where there's shitty areas on Beltway 8. I don't know. Like there's all this oil money here in Texas, but yet all the roads are shit. It seems a little suspicious to me. It's the government telling you, take our money. Ah, mosquito. Go away, mosquito. Bitch ass fucking mosquito. Why am I criticizing Texas so much? I mean, it'd be a pretty nice place if it wasn't so shitty. No, I'm just kidding. There's actually some places here in Texas that are beautiful. Like Dallas is really, really nice. There's some wooded areas like around the outskirts of Austin that are really amazing, as far as Google has showed me, because I haven't really been out there. I want to go, but from the pictures I've seen, it looks really nice. And I even seen one of those little 360-degree videos on Facebook about it, and I was like, oh, this is pretty. I was over there at work freaking with my phone going up and down and looking behind me, looking like I'm fucking crazy or some shit, like I'm just recording Home Depot. Like, man, this guy really enjoys his work. I'm over there with the freaking orange apron like I'm supposed to be baking muffins or some shit, when my phone's just looking around and it looks like I'm recording. I don't know. That's what I don't get. Why do they give us aprons at Home Depot? Like, they're not that much useful. They say that supposedly to protect your clothes, but who at Home Depot is really expecting to remain clean? It's like you got concrete dust, you got soil, you got wood dust. What is it called? Sawdust. That's what it's called. Why is it called sawdust if it comes from the wood? Anybody answer that? Anybody still listening to this that wants to leave a comment in the YouTube, on my YouTube thread? How long is it? I looked at the computer. I'm surprised I didn't get distracted. An hour and 2 minutes. That's not bad. Maybe it's a little bit less because maybe I have edited some shit out. Maybe. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's exactly what I said it was. And I decided to leave everything in there because it's my first podcast. Who knows? I don't know what the future me is going to decide. Because I don't know the future. But yeah. I'm debating whether or not I should take another hit. But I'm like, nah. I'm still pretty up there. I'm still pretty freaking up there. Yeah. So, what else is going on in the world? What else is going on in the world? Just Trump, basically. That's what's fucked up about it too, is that everywhere in the world is looking at Trump. Because everywhere in the world, at some degree, depends on us. And of course, I mean us as in the United States. Even though my parents are from Mexico, I still identify as an American because I was born here. And because, like, every other American, aside from the Native Americans, the ones that are still sending smoke signals, and I'm sending smoke signals back, sharing a peace pipe. Apart from them, everybody else came from another country and just had kids here. That's the funny thing, is that, like, it's not the people that were born here that really claim to be American. Is the people that came here from another country and then fucked and then had kids here. Those kids, after having a couple kids of their own, those kids are the ones that seem to be, you know, the most offending of Americans. It's like, why though? Like, do you forget where you come from? And then they're like, keep other people out, because if you allow other people in, that means there's gonna be other people here, and this is my place after I came here from somewhere else. What was that? See, man, what the fuck? All kind of animals and shit trying to get at me. That's what I get for doing a podcast. They're over here listening to me talking and shit. They're like, fuck your podcast, bitch. Gonna eat you, motherfucker. That did sound like a big ass predatory bird, though. That didn't sound like nothing I know. Maybe it's a rat. Watch that fucker come up behind me while I'm doing the podcast. It just bites my ear. You hear me just yelling for like 5 minutes, and then I gotta explain to myself, or explain to you guys what the hell happened. I was like, sorry guys. This big old pit bull sized rat came up behind me. He was as big as my dog. The fucker came up behind me, just bit my ear like Mike Tyson. Just arr. My back's kind of starting to hurt. My back's been hurting. I think I fucked up one day whenever I was working out, because I don't know the proper positions. and I don't decide bother to do any research. So I had the weight bar on my shoulders behind doing the squats or whatever, and I just felt one of my muscles just almost like come out of place. It kind of felt like in my lower back muscles, my left lower back muscle to be specific, even though that's not really specific because I'm pretty sure there's a name for it, but I'm not gonna do the research, like I said. But I pulled that muscle and my back's been hurting for like a while now. And I don't really recall it hurting before that. And I don't have Obamacare, so I'm not gonna be able to go. Maybe I could go to them little Chinese places, but I don't know if I would get arrested if I go to the wrong one. Cause like it could be one of those, what are they called? Rub and tug places, and I don't want to get caught up in those. Cause I'm trying to make a name for myself, and that wouldn't look that great on me. Cause you could do that whenever you got money. You have to have like a couple million, I guess, couple 100,000 maybe, to get away with it. But I can't do that. Like I'll go to jail for it. And then that's just gonna come up later. Like if I'm ever trying to do something important, or if I'm ever trying to speak out against something, it's like, oh, but remember that one time that you got caught at the massage parlor getting a blowjob or getting your dick jacked off? It's like, you know what, man, that was by accident. I didn't know that was gonna happen. I thought that was part of the massage. I've never been. That was my first time. I just happened to go to the wrong one. I didn't know that that wasn't part of it. I just thought that, it was complimentary. I thought she liked me. But yeah, that's one thing I'm worried about. Like, what if I get sent to the wrong one? What if I get injured more? No, that doesn't really worry me that much. But also kind of stubborn. And I'm like, you know what? It doesn't hurt me that bad. And then sometimes it does. And then I'm like, damn, man, I should really go to the doctor. And then the next day it doesn't hurt me as bad. I'm like, you know what? I don't think I need to go to the doctor. And then next thing I know, like a year has gone by and I still haven't done shit about it. Maybe I should. Maybe I will. Maybe not right now. Because I'm in a little bit of a bind. Because my dumbass decided to get a car that I could afford it, but it ties up my finances to where I can't invest them how I want, because I'm trying to start this shit and I'm trying to do a whole bunch of like little startups basically for myself, like trying different things, and now it's tying up my finances to where it's like, fuck, man, this damn car is starting to get on my nerves. Like, I could be using this money for a lot more important shit in my life, but it's tied up with this. That's one thing I did learn. I've learned all these weird lessons through these past couple years that I thought I kind of knew, until you're actually going through it, is whenever you realize that it's a completely different experience. And that's kind of where I'm at now too. It's like, alright, so you could think one way, but until it actually happens, you don't know how you're gonna, react. So it's like, okay. You gotta plan for what you want to do, and then you gotta plan for how you might actually react, for the possibility of you going the other way of how you plan to do it. If that made any sense to anyone. Yeah, right, it should have. But now I know that you shouldn't lock yourself into something until you're in a position to where you're going to be happy with. And at that time, I just, I wasn't really discontent with it, I guess, but it wasn't where I wanted or even, needed to start heading to. I hope that was one complete thought. I'll listen to it later and see if it made any sense. So if you just hear this big gap and then it just starts again, it's just me talking about something completely different. It's because I edited some shit out. This bitch ass fly wants to keep coming back, you little punk motherfucker. Get away. But yeah. That's where I am now. That's where I am now. And I'm sitting here in the back garage. I'm just looking. I'm actually a lot better in a better mental space though. That's the one thing that I'm actually happy about. Is that, my mind's in a better place. And knowing that just kind of comforts me a little bit about the future. It's like, even though you're not financially better, you're not, hurting either. It feels like you're gonna be a lot better eventually. Like in the long run, this is better for you. Hopefully. Because it could just be worse. It could just be a bunch of bullshit. Because I've heard what happens. You always see all them people going crazy whenever they get like famous or super successful. They're like, I don't know how to take this. And then they start doing all these drugs and shit. And they start jerking their meat in San Francisco for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe I overthink shit. Maybe I should just do it. But then I think about some other shit. It's like, is this actually what you want, or is this what you want at the moment, and are you going to change your mind again? Because that's the thing about me. Like, I'll change my mind a lot sometimes. And sometimes it's annoying, sometimes it's good. Sometimes I bother myself. It's like, oh my fucking God, just pick one damn thing. Just stick to that. And then it's like, alright, I'll stick to this. And then next thing I know, it's like, alright, this kind of fucking sucks. And then I get tired of it easily. I think that's why I'm still single. Or maybe I'm just single because I'm an asshole. It could be both. It could be karma. It could be a whole bunch of things. I'm kind of a shitty person. What the fuck was that? This damn headphone extension's getting caught around my foot. So if you hear a loud bang, that was the microphone falling because my foot was falling asleep. I need to get comfortable. Oh man, it's been a long week. But you just gotta go on day by day. I don't know. Hopefully this shit pays off. Hopefully I don't fuck up my life. There's a lot of hopefullys in this podcast. Maybe I should start titling these. Should I start titling them, or should I just put the number on them? I think I should start titling them, right? Or no? Or should I just put the date on them like Bill Burr does? That's where I got the idea from, just talking about myself. Because I initially wanted to bring other people in, but I was like, why? I talk to myself a lot. I could talk, enough for 2 people, I think, maybe. Maybe I'm not that interesting. Who knows? People will decide. But Bill Burr does it. He just sits there and talks. He just sits there and rants. I was like, that's what I do all day. Except, whenever I'm looking at people, I'll be thinking mean shit. Like, especially at work. Like, you'll see, like, some shady kids out there freaking running up and down the aisles, jumping on the carts and shit. Like, you know what? I hope that fucking kid gets hurt. I hope he fucking loses grip off that cart. I know it's kind of fucked up, but You know, why aren't their parents taking care of them? If I was sitting there running up and down the aisles whenever I was a little kid, jumping, like grabbing on to the carts and stuff, I would have gotten my ass beat. I don't know why that doesn't happen anymore. People are all sensitive now. You can't hit your kids. Like, nobody's saying abuse them, but just let them know you're not supposed to do certain shit. Some people get out of control with it. And that's where A Child Called It came from. That was a messed up book. And it made us read it in middle school too. Like I was like maybe 11 or 12 whenever I first read that book. It's like, why are you reading this to me? Or why do I have to read this? Like, this is so sad and depressing. I know it happens. I know it's reality. But like, I'm going through my own shit. I don't need more shit piled onto that. Like, I still don't know who the fuck I am. Like, I'm going through all these changes too. Yeah, putting this shit in my head. But, oh man. Yep. That wasn't me farting, by the way. That was the leather chair. Excuses. No, that really was the chair. I just had to readjust myself because my back was hurting. Should I go to the Chinese place? $5 sake? Is that racist? I heard that was racist. I don't know if it really is or not. There's a whole bunch of things that are considered racist now that I used to think were funny. Like, maybe I shouldn't give any examples. But it's starting to seem like this whole time we're in is just a lot more sensitive to everything. Like, you can't beat kids up anymore for, for being some pussies. Like, you just can't. It's considered bullying. Like, no, I'm just trying to toughen them up a little bit for the real world. Because the real world isn't going to have a fucking safe zone for them. But people call them bullies. I was never really a bully. I'm lying. I never really... Oh, I mean, I kind of fuck with some kids. Which I'm not proud of. But it happened. I was young and dumber. And that was in my past. Maybe, hopefully. I don't know. Sometimes I like to think that I changed, but sometimes I feel like I haven't. And sometimes I feel like I did change, but I changed for the worse. Has that ever happened to you? So you're like, damn, am I a shittier person than I was before? Like, has this world made me a shittier person? Am I willingly becoming a shittier person? I don't know if that's what happens whenever you get old. That's why you get all these bitter old people. You just get life that keeps coming at you and keeps piling on shit on top of shit on top of shit until eventually you just become shit. You're just a shitty person. And every interaction that you have with every other person is just shitty. Is that what happens? Or are you just born shitty? Like, was I born shitty? Have I always been shitty? I don't know. The type of questions that keep you up at night. Thinking about shit. I don't know, man. It's getting late. What time is it? Damn. And I've already rambled on for, I think, was a pretty decent amount of time for my first podcast. And I filled up a pretty decent amount of time, I think so. So I think I'm going to wrap it up. And I want to thank you guys for joining me on this first attempt at what would be a podcast, I guess. I would, technically speaking. And hopefully you guys will join me next week. I'm going to try to do these weekly. And next week, I'm actually going to try to have like a little list of things I actually want to talk about. I'm going to try. I'm not going to make any promises because I don't want to be a liar. But I'm really going to try. this next week. I just kind of did this one on impulse. I was about to go to sleep and I was like, because I was tired and then I have some shit to do tomorrow that's really important. But I was like, you know what? I've been pushing this shit off for way too fucking long. Way too fucking long. And that's what's going to keep happening. You're going to keep pushing shit back. That's what always happens with everybody. It's not just me. I hope not. It could just be me. But I feel like I just keep pushing shit back. And then eventually time keeps going on. I'm like, damn, I still haven't done this shit. That's what happened with the music. There you go. Plugging in your fucking music again. Just give us your fucking SoundCloud. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna be that fucking rapper. Hey, by the way, check me out on SoundCloud. Always freaking leaving comments. Nice picture, but check me out on SoundCloud. Follow me on IG. Get at me on Snapchat. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be annoying people with my music. That's the one thing I don't want. I want people to actually just come follow me if they want to. I don't want to be force feeding my shit onto you, because then I feel like then it's like, motherfucker, get away from me. Whenever you actually have something that's worth listening to, they're gonna be trying to get rid of you. So that's how I feel. But yeah, this is the Toker Talk Tuesday podcast. I named it That Many T's because I don't want to get sued for copyright infringement, if there is any, on the other similar alliteration. But you know, that's how this business works. I'm just sitting here trying to act like I know something about this business. I don't know shit. I'm just recording this shit on FL Studio, which is probably not the best program to do this on because it's starting to act slow on me already. If there's anybody that's even listening to this long and wants to give me any suggestion on what program I can use that's free to download, that isn't going to give me any viruses to where people aren't going to be watching me through my webcam, please email me or drop a comment on YouTube, because that's where I'm going to be uploading this. So drop a comment, please, and let me know if there's something better that I can be using. And yeah, this is the Toker Talk Tuesday podcast, and hopefully the next one will be a lot better. Gracias.